In the heart of a dim, forgotten town stood a mansion that time had forsaken. Rusted gates, tangled vines, and shattered windows greeted anyone brave enough to approach. This was Blackwood Manor, a relic of sorrow whispered about in hushed tones by the townsfolk. It had stood empty for decades, a shadow of eerie silence that no one dared disturb until one fateful night. Emily and her friends, intrigued by the legend of the haunted house, decided to explore it. Their whispers and flashlights cut through the night stillness as they crossed the threshold, their laughter masking the fear gnawing at their hearts. Little did they know that the house had been waiting. The air inside was thick with decay, each step a chorus of creaks and groans. As they ventured further, the walls seemed to close in, the corridors twisting and turning like a labyrinth. Shadows danced mockingly, and whispers of long-forgotten voices echoed through the air. Emily felt an icy breath against her neck, but when she turned, there was nothing. A pale face flickered in the mirror, gone before she could gasp. A painting of a sorrowful woman watched them with eyes that seemed to follow their every move. "Let's split up," Jason suggested, hoping to cover more ground. They reluctantly agreed, each person disappearing into the darkened halls. The house seemed to feed off their isolation. Emily wandered into a candlelit room filled with old toys. A child's laughter rang out, and the door slammed shut. Desperate, she pounded on it, but the walls only responded with hollow echoes. Jason found himself in the basement, where the air was colder than death. An antique radio crackled to life, spewing distorted voices and haunting melodies. A shadow lurked at the edge of the light, always just out of sight. Sarah discovered a diary in the attic, its pages brittle and stained. As she read, the words twisted and reformed, revealing a chilling tale of a family cursed by betrayal and madness. The final entry was a warning: the house feeds on fear. In the parlor, Tom found an old phonograph. He wound it up, and a scratchy lullaby filled the room. The furniture began to move on its own, and the walls bled with dark, viscous fluid. Panic set in, each friend trapped in their horror. Emily screamed as ghostly children appeared, their faces vacant and hollow. Jason's flashlight flickered and died, leaving him in pitch darkness with the feeling of eyes watching him. Sarah felt unseen hands clawing at her, dragging her towards an unseen abyss. Tom saw shadows converging, their whispers now deafening shouts. With a burst of desperate strength, Emily broke free from the haunted room. She ran through the house, calling out for her friends. One by one, they reunited, their faces pale with terror. They rushed towards the exit, the house groaning as if in protest. The moment they crossed the threshold, the doors slammed shut behind them. Panting, they vowed never to speak of this night again. Yet as they walked away, Emily glanced back and saw the sorrowful woman's face in the window, watching, waiting for the next visitors to lull into her trap.